What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another live stream, and we got another brand new game today. The problem is, I think it's just gonna start as soon as I load it up, so I thought I'd do a quick little intro right now, and then we're gonna see a little bit of black screen. Sorry, right now, while I load the game, and last I saw it just jumped right into the game, so we're gonna check it out right now. There it is, where the water tastes like wine. Bam. Just like that. We ended the game. Yeah, because I loaded it up to see where it went. I got something that happened before, an achievement or whatever, because I couldn't even exit out of the game. So I tried not to spoil anything, but let's see what the game is all about. This game actually has Sting. He's a musician as the narrator. Okay, so begin anew. Yes. Okay, here we go.
Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days.
Oh, he sounds like such a badass.
You walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
Okay, where are we? My guess is a school. Alright.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
Well, let's take a look around and see who's here.
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
Alright, who the hell else is
The man in gray across from you, though, he's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him.
Son of a...
One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
What the hell is betting the acorns? When you're freaking acorns. Oh shit, son. Royal flush.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
Hell yeah.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush.
Hell yeah.
Spades. Aces high. But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got.
What?
You can't match that.
I'm not folding. No.
The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
Well, shit, you can't beat my hand.
The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Show it to him. What, are you gonna stab him? Oh, okay, no, his word. That's what that is, okay. Never mind. Okay, wait. What the he cheated. Oh, that son of a bitch. Dire Wolf, Chapter 1.
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor. You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story is mostly a lie.
Sounds pretty interesting.
All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know.
Actually, give me 1 second here. I'm gonna send out a tweet. Let's see. Alright, my apologies. I sent out the tweet I needed to tweet.
To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
Okay.
Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they grow wild and unbelievable with the telling.
Interesting.
The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story. The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie?
Yeah.
Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Alright, I guess. Okay. Tell the story of the northbound train blinking its giant eyes across through the night. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors. Yeah, let's do that one.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
Tossing a pair of boom dice on a blood-red velvet table, they come up snake eyes and wink at you. Yeah.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty.
Ain't that the truth?
Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people.
Interesting.
Not many who can do that.
Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. Yeah, let's do the one with corpses.
I'll strip away your flesh to make the journey easier, but still you'll feel pain. Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, a part not often told.
Wow.
And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back.
Oh, yay.
Your deepest desires, your greatest wish, heaven, Big Rock Candy Mountain, El Dorado, the promised land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know where that is. It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet. They're all searching for the same thing.
Interesting. I'm going to see if I can adjust my volume here a little bit. Seems like it might be a little bit loud. Drop that down right around there. That should do it. Alright. Now, what else we got? I only got one left.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them. People get bored hearing the same stories over and over. But an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another. Go on your way, seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not.
Oh, I'm
Either
sure we
way,
will.
It'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways.
Shouldn't be. You got all my money.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Me too. So that must be me. Now, let's see. Options. Sound. As much as I'm loving the soundtrack here, I think I'm gonna have to there. There we go. Okay. So, I'm gonna saunter along. What the hell? Okay, hang on. So what? I honestly still don't even know what the hell we're doing here. Search.
This bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
Alright.
Two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette? You're
Sure.
about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls? They demand. Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
Well, damn. I guess it doesn't pay to be nice. Screw all y'all. Can I check out this little... Oh, wow. USA and Canada. I'm walking on water. So where are we going? And what are we doing? And do I need to be afraid of the dark? No. Hey, you never know. Okay, well, what's going on over here? See, I'm not 100% sure as to what the hell is going on here. I thought that was a chicken coop, but it's not. They're actual houses, and I'm freaking huge.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick.
Huh.
The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle.
I gotta say hello.
The shape gives a start. Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here, it says in a small voice.
Huh.
Pa doesn't want to live with us anymore, but I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
Get out. New story. The boy who ran away with his father. With his father or without his father? Oh, we're going to Portland. Portland, Oregon. And for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, you're probably going to notice, if you've been on my channel for a while, that there is not as loud of a clicky click with the keyboard. I got a brand new keyboard, baby.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
Yeah, let's ask why.
Just when the fishing is going to be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe. I got another year, I guess. Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
Interesting. So, like I said again, I'm not 100% sure as to what the hell is going on. But I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things where you're not really sure what's going on, but you're still gonna plug through. Can I search this? Nope.
The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis.
Nice.
A confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet.
She's a hooker.
And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
Get out.
You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, doesn't live anywhere far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Yeah.
You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench. You may. Lovely outside, isn't it? Her eyes are a beautiful shade of brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat.
Ah.
Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
Yeah, I bet it does. Is she coming with me now? Nope, she just fucked off. Alright. Interesting. Well, let's go down to the other pier. No, lighthouse. That's what that is. Heading out over here.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
Oh, we're gonna die.
At the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door. Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough. Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door. Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. Always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead. After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand. Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor, and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Yeah. You've been here long?
A few years. The tall one sits on the sofa, wrapping his arm casually around the other lighthouse keeper. 5, says the smaller, but by no means small, man. That long? Time flies. We traveled together before that. You must have some good stories from the road, huh?
I do.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes. Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
You damn right. Where are we going? New Hampshire. Ooh, Massachusetts. Let's go to Boston. Holy shit. Oh, I missed. I didn't know you could hitchhike. What are these? Crop circles? Damn it, I just missed another car. Oh, okay. Got a little something something right here.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another. The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Okay.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
Yeah, let's get out of the
As
road.
you usher them onto the sidewalk, the driver says,
Joe, I thought you were dead.
the rider freezes.
Joe?
He blurts.
I'm not Joe.
The two men stare at one another, each slowly recognizing something alien in their mistaken brother's face.
Weird. Can we go anywhere in here? Oh man, we can actually go into Boston. Is there anything else? No? Alright. You can earn money, red brick, green trees, blue sky. In this weather, Boston is beautiful. That is, until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost among the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. Let's earn some money. A new way to make some cash. Let's panhandle. You sit down across the street from a Catholic church. The bulky building behind it looks like a school, but the kids don't congregate on the street, so no one comes to chase you away from them. You get a couple coins before lunch, but it gets slow in the middle of the day. At noon, the bell rings up the church steeple, followed shortly by the school bell, echoing through a maze of outbuildings. A minute later, a door pops open and a nun starts across the street towards you with a tray in her hand. Smiling broadly, she says something kindly in your language you don't recognize, and lays the tray on the street. It's school food. Bad school food. Damp sandwich with a single slice of cheese, withered apple, a bowl of grayish chicken soup. The glass of apple juice seems good as any, though. Thank you. Shoveling the food down. It's bad. The sandwich cheese is revolting. It's slimy, and the chicken soup is so salty your tongue feels like an assassinated snail. The nun is grinning at you, commenting now and again in that language you don't recognize. Yum, yum, yum. You offer the tray back before she takes it. The nun lays her hand on your shoulder. God bless you, she pronounces, and her thick, buttery accent makes her sound like she might really be speaking for him. Despite the foul meal, you feel strangely renewed. Alright, let's explore
This
for a little
city
bit.
is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
No, we'll keep walking.
Unable to afford rescue, you keep walking. The asphalt turns to crooked cobblestones that threaten to wrench your ankle out of place. Was this always a moonless night? The stars multiply, each one looking like a pinprick through which light is exiting the terrestrial world.
Ah, cool.
It's hard finding your way through in pitch darkness. You go by touch and sound, feeling the scale of the streets by the echoing of your footsteps, fingers tracing the rough surface of the buildings. And then, a rumble of noise in the distance.
Uh-oh.
You quiet yourself, suddenly fearful. The clear sky tells you it's not thunder, but cannon fire. The city comes alive with fires and shouting. You find yourself trampled by a mob of men in thick brown coats, a phalanx of bayonets advancing up the street.
Nah, that's not cool.
When you come to, there's no sign of the commotion, the war that you were just caught in. The comically shrill honk of a Model A running up the road startles you, and you crawl toward the sidewalk. Above, the sky is a sharp, cold, cloudless blue.
So it's a nice day now? Strange clamor on the streets of Boston. Let's check out the store. Clam chowder. Get an actual sandwich. But I wonder, like, are we doing okay? Or is it like we're half money, we're full health, and we're full on sleep? Nope, can't make it there. So we leave. Hang on, I'm trying to move myself around here. You jackass! Oh, hang on. I just realized that here.
Low tide on a moonless night.
Boston, U.S.
This beach is long, stretching toward a receding sea. In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray, alien. The stars are dim and distant.
What up, Joe? How's it going? Playing a new game today where the water tastes like wine. And it's got Sting. Sting's narrating it.
It outshines the stars with its presence, a streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire. It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm, though you know that, given the distance, it must be moving at great speed.
Yeah, it's Sting.
And there, near the water's edge, a human figure. They stand there, transfixed by the light. 1, 2, 3 steps, ankles lowering into the surf. Silent collapse into a black wave, bathed in a nameless color. Then, nothing.
Whoa. That's Sting. Look it up, Joe. Google where the water tastes like wine cast, and then you'll say Sting narrates the new thing. So yes, this is him. What the hell is this? Oh, we can camp out here. Nice.
Hey there, stranger.
Hey.
You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me, if you're respectful, that is.
Alright.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Hi, Quinn.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
Hey, Flip. What's up, Cass?
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up.
Alright.
Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
I could do that. That's my job. I'm supposed to tell stories to everybody that I meet. Here are all the stories you've collected so far. They're organized by subject, because the boss likes the tarot cards. Huh. This is the subject of each story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they will tell you something from their own life relating to the subject of love. Poor things. As the night goes on, this icon will move left to right. When it reaches the right side, the night is over, and so is your storytelling. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next, so you can find them again. If you tell them the types of stories they've requested, you'll gain their trust, and the eye will open. When it opens fully, the next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. They'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around, get to know them. Alright then. So they didn't really tell us about anything. Authority, sadness. They want a thrilling story. Huh. Why don't we do the future? Tell them the story. No. Let's see. Yeah, there. Yes, Sting, Joe. My goodness. You never believe me.
Ain't life got enough tearjerkers in it without telling stories like that? Jeez.
Wow. You a jerk.
My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw-flapping about those bastards.
Ooh.
Judases, the lot of them. Enough said.
Alright then.
Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
Alright. There.
Were you trying to scare me? Well, you didn't go far enough. Huh.
Alright.
Death. Now, why you want to go worry about that? Don't got enough on your plate as it is. Ain't nobody can avoid changing. Can't run from the dying, but the living can be mighty fine if you go about it right.
So true.
I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Maybe. I don't know what I have. I don't know what the hell I have. Maybe the bootlegging in Maine. Yeah.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger.
Yeah, and he's the one that was talking to me at the very beginning. The wolf was at the beginning, and that was his voice. So I just assumed that it was automatically him. Because at the very beginning, that guy started talking, which was the wolf sitting in front of me. So that voice is kind of continued through. So that's my guess as to why it was him. Because the wolf was talking.
Authority, bosses and such.
So I could be wrong, but the wolf had the same voice as the guy that was talking all the way up
I ain't
until now.
nobody's little Angelina, if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs.
Good for
I don't need
you.
no jocker looking out for me. So if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful. You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that.
Whoa.
Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell?
No, as a matter of fact, I don't. Um, there. Yeah, you missed about half an hour, Joe.
I
And that's
usually
40
like
minutes
the
on the
scary
recording.
stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think. Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave around these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits.
Ooh, sounds nasty.
I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
Yeah, I'm at the 40-minute mark already.
Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
I don't have any, you little peckerhead. That's not exciting at all. Okay. Try that one.
Well, that sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead any day. Sad. Oh, so you think just 'cause I'm young, I gotta be sad, crying after my mama every night.
I didn't say that, you little jerk.
I don't need you looking after me, so if you're offering, don't. And I thought I told you to be respectful.
Did you just hear me call him a jerk?
What you really ought to be asking yourself is if you want to keep enjoying my spot or not. Well, night's over. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Up way where? What? Where the hell is he going? Oh, he's going over to New York. Alright, you little pecker.
Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd gladly listen to more if I see you again.
Alright, sounds good.
Tramping life suits me just fine. Every day's a venture.
Yeah.
With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't.
Well, I'd say so. Look at all the baskets of apples you got.
Plenty nice things to see if and you know where to look.
Achievement unlocked, the Hobo Kid. Oh, damn it, I just missed my ride. That's okay, we're not going too far. So I think the whole point of the story, well, according to the wolf, what we have to do is we have to go around, collect stories, talk to people, spread stories, and shit like that. So as you walk down the road, a black row flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you've got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Tell me about it. Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again. Ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. Peers up at you. Didn't they tell you where they're headed next? Yeah? But hey, the world's full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. But there's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. Gives a gravely laugh. That's what humans say anyways. And with that, it launches into the air and disappears. Well, shit. I'm tripping balls. Hold left control to whistle. If you match the notes, you'll walk faster. Hey, jerk. I'll hitchhike. Well, shit, not like it matters now. We're almost there. Oh, we're in New York. Here's a story. In front of a half-finished office building, taking their lunch break. Hey, one call is waving you down. Rick was telling us a story. Listen, okay? And if you tell us, and you tell us if it's bullshit or not. Sure. Rick, a credulous-seeming fellow, starts telling you the story about the ancient battles still raging on Boston Street. You realize it's the story of the strange climber on the streets of Boston, but changed in a few major ways. So it's definitely part bullshit, right? But also a little real. It's bullshit. Half the group groans. The man who waved you down claps on the back and shares a bottle of pop with you. I swear it's true. It happened, Rick protests. Yeah, Rick. You believe everything you hear. Oh. Yeah, I know, eh? He's the tallest dude I've ever seen. And he looks like a skeleton.
Outside the small thicket of apple trees, the phrase "tended to by John Chapman" is carved into a fence post. Nearby, a hound lies on its side, perfectly still. Flies buzz around its ears. But a grizzled man pauses at his digging to shoo them off.
It is bullshit. He changed a bunch of things. So I call bullshit.
There's an extra shovel. With it, the two of you make short work of the grave. He tells you about his beliefs, why he's raising apple orchards in the middle of the country. It's a sin to graft, he tells you. Hurts the tree. Eventually, the hole is deep enough. He stoops to the ground and lowers the pup into the earth.
Yeah, he is.
Tears flow freely. I'll see him again in heaven, he tells you. Our souls are bound by love. He wipes his eyes. I don't think I can bear to stay here, though. Maybe I'll set out again.
So sad. But at least I helped him. Alright, we going to New York, baby. Alright. Okay, let's earn some money. We'll look for work this time. Hospital needs someone to mop floors every day. The nurse gives you instructions. Rat-a-tat-tat. Scrub surgery A. Floor 2. Skip the rooms with the newborns. Ask Dr. Penny if he wants his office done. This is very important. Get these hallways before lunch. You got it. Try to remember all the nurse's very important instructions, but it's impossible. You haven't seen her in hours. This place is busy as hell and nobody's watching you. What should we do? Try to find her or mop the floors at random? Oh, poor Joe and their doggy. I think we should find her. Seems like the better thing to do, but just mop stuff. Bro Furge, she opens her mouth to admonish you, then stops. Well, actually, I don't remember, she admits. Just mop stuff, okay? You spend the rest of the day absolutely mopping stuff. The pay is just okay. Nice. So we should have just randomly mopped shit, but whatever. We get a fresh bagel, slice of pizza, spaghetti plate. There. Must be something in the water. Nope. Can't go anywhere there, so let's go exploring.
Engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
Ooh, let's
I
listen.
wish you didn't have to go.
She says,
There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up.
his thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Let's keep
Her
listening.
words are split by a sob.
Might as well be. My parents didn't come to New York for this.
She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way...
They stand together, close, quiet, in the stiff breeze.
Aww. Yeah, I'm not sure if 100% if that's Sting now that you said it, but like I said, the wolf that was talking at the beginning had the same voice as him, so like I said, I just automatically assumed. But now these poor people, he's all leaving and shit, and I'm gonna swoop in and steal her. Don't need anything from the store, so we can leave. Alright, well, let's go over here. You know what I gotta do? Controls. And damn. Nope, there's no way I could do anything. Oh well.
Muddling through the dark, you stumble into the path of the white deer. Its beauty strikes you at once. It is something otherworldly, beyond borders. A moon swimming in the void. Human shouts not far away break the spell. The deer's ears prick up. This thing is being hunted.
Let's kill it!
You know a way out of here. As the hunter's cries get louder, you approach the deer carefully, palms outstretched. As you grow close, your features become clearer in the light of the deer's aura. It bolts into the path of an oncoming train.
Way to go, Joe, you killed it. Should have just let it get shot. Oh no, we're going to Jersey. Oh, jet black crow. Lights on the low branch of the twisted tree. Look at you, it caws. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better. It seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Yeah, why not? The ones you got now, pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories of that other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Makes sense? The boss has a point about the true ones, though. The crew admits they're extra interesting. You learn a couple folks' true life stories and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Everyone's a captain of their own destiny. He gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now, but the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles his feathers, a sort of shrug. Choose wisely, or don't. No, it's not mystical. It's dead. Dead. D-E-D. Dead. There's something over here. Pennsylvania? There's gonna be a real interesting story out here. Yeah, it's dead. Dead. It ran in front of a freaking train, Joe. Come on now. Even if it was mystical, it got smoked.
As you walk along the river near an unfinished bridge, men with a tool belt catches sight of you. Hey, over there, he calls out. You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money. Hard-earned is right. The bridge hangs high over a perilous drop.
No, it didn't, Joe.
Great, he exclaims. Suppose you'll want a safety belt. We Thunderbird people don't need them. We fly when we fall.
Note
You
up.
find yourself up high, looking over the rushing river that crashes around the foundation of
Cool.
the bridge. As you work side by side, the man mentions, "You can see Thunderbirds up here if you know how to look."
I gotta make money, Joe. I'm poor. I'm super
You
Paul.
ask him to explain.
Practice your peripheral vision, if you dare. Last thing you need up here is for them to see you seeing them and come swooping at you.
He says laughingly. You only see the clouds thicken. It sure does pass the time working. The man pays you well when you're done with the job.
Perfect. I made a shit ton of cash. I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. Alright. So what the hell was over here? Uh-huh. Highway 30, baby. Here we come. I'm gonna stick my thumb out so I'm ready to be picked up by some drifter killing person. Philadelphia's over there. Oh. No, 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 pick me up. Oh, I didn't see what the instructions were. Guess I don't need any hitchhiking anymore. Watch my feet. Oh. Possibly, Joe. I think that's maybe where we are.
The women are oblivious to your approach. Their eyes are shut. Their touch, where they hold hands, is gentle. They speak in low tones. One stifles a burst of laughter, but it brings a smile to their faces.
Sorry,
Says the one who laughed.
don't be.
Another assures her.
Let's step loudly.
Don't look up. The branch snaps beneath you. The youngest jerks her eyes open and snatches her hands free from the circle.
It's all right. He isn't coming back.
Soothes the eldest. She turns to you.
You could join us. If you've got something you're grateful for.
Yeah, I'm grateful for the job I just
Your
got.
words go unremarked. The youngest, holding your right hand, takes her turn.
And we give thanks for those who left, who we wanted gone, for the skills to thrive without them, and for the companions who make the effort joyful.
Your hands are released. The ceremony is over.
Yay, but I never got to say my thanks. Son of a bitch, they screwed me. Oh, we're going into Maryland. Okay, we're going to Maryland, and then I'm probably going to call this episode. There.
You hear the whippoorwill first,
Woo!
shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. The damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul.
Whoa. Let's watch him fall and die.
He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it.
That's for damn sure, Joe. This is definitely a very unique game. I'm going to steal
What's
his
he gonna
bottle.
do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one quick motion and walk away. Hey! He starts, but whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps.
Oh, shit. Let's look at him.
His body plummets. His limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him. He tumbles into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled noise. All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill. Eager, loud, thankful.
Now that's exciting. Where's that kid? Can I walk on the water here? Yeah. Okay, got a couple things here. Oh, we can steal or rent a car over here. What we got? Nah, he's fine, Joe. Remember, he's mystical and magical. That's what that was. It was to cross over. Okay. Before we do that... Washington, D.C., baby.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me. He holds out a brown envelope.
Ooh. Let's take the shit that's inside.
The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street.
Yeah, let's keep looking.
Over here.
A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall.
Ooh.
I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
It was an alleyway? Nice.
As you round the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious. Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket. The man who answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter. I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me?
Should we lie or tell him the
You
truth?
tear the letter open. It isn't good news.
Oh no. What should we do? What should we do? What are we doing, Joe? Jitties. They're just back alleyways. Hey, what up, Tumblr? Hey, good timing. So we're debating on whether or not we should tell this poor man we have a letter for him. He can't read it. We got to read it to him, and it's not good news. Tell him the truth.
He
All
fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks. It's better to know. I've been waiting a long time for this. His shaking hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
Well, so far, Tumblr, all you've missed is Joe killed a deer. She made it run in front of a train and murdered it. And then she just crushed this man's spirit. Other than that, not much. Yeah, let's look for some work. Starts to rain and the kind of torrential tree stripping away that only happens once, twice a year. Everyone scrambles for cover, but one guy stays out in the street. A fellow with a bale of bent, lopsided umbrellas. 10 cents each, he hollers. What an opportunist. The rain has soaked him through, but he's doing a roaring trade. Hey, he tells you, Go run around the main shopping streets, pick up all the umbrellas you see, okay? People sometimes drop them when they blow inside out. I'll pay. I'm Ian. Lost a little bit of health. He's right. Her umbrellas scattered all up and down the street like fallen birds. You gather up an armful, and an umbrella seller buys them all off you for a couple coins. The next morning, though, your throat is hoarse and your nose is running like a faucet. Damn it! Alright. We can buy a Reuben, a blue plate special. We can get some apple juice. We need a little bit of apple juice. We get an iced coffee. Let's do that. Oh, it took half my oh, what the fuck? Okay, let's get a Reuben too. Now we're out of money. Yay! Wow, shit. Alright, well that's going to do it for this part, guys. So everybody watching on YouTube, make sure you stick around for the next episode. It'll probably be pretty soon. Everybody on Twitch, just hang on a second. I'm going to refresh the stream and I'll be back with the second part. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.